There are some monumental changes coming to Star Citizen's ship combat, as well as much more definition to ship roles in-game, and the way we travel around the universe, that's going to be split into 2 different modes. So at CitizenCon 2952, we had a panel, The Need for Multiple Speeds, which I will summarise and contextualise here. Cloud Imperium want to have more clear-cut roles for ships, with choice of which ship you bring to a fight being not just important, but also fit for purpose and suitable for the role that you want to do. Cloud Imperium want to support a variety of career opportunities and gameplay styles. Now, combat and dogfighting is currently being focused on Cloud Imperium, largely to get Squadron 42 finished, but they've now broken down ships into archetypes. Light fighters, they're fast, agile, great 1v1, but have weak defences and sustain. Heavy fighters, strong defences, good versus multiple ships and group battles. Medium fighters, they're flexible with many hardpoints and they can be tuned towards a particular role, but might not ever be as good as a dedicated light or heavy fighter at that role. Racing ships, they're fast at changing velocity. Interceptors, they're very fast at going forwards as quickly as possible for catching ships or harassing or disabling them, typically using advanced hardware. Bombers, they lob heavy ordnance at larger targets. Larger ships are moving more into sort of naval combat stylings and maneuvering to show different sides of your shields, timing your shots and firing over larger distances with bigger times to kill for these larger ships as well. So these roles affect a ship's access to hardpoint sizes, components, speeds, turning, etc. Speed, however, is a major issue for Cloud Imperium and has been for a long time. They've tried in the past many times to limit speeds, but when ships are in dogfighting range, they would often sort of end up jousting or very far apart while engaging still, whatever they tried. So they want to make combat fought at closer ranges and be more turn orientated, so you're sort of turning and maneuvering, but they don't want it to just be like slower. They don't want to just make the speed slower because the game universe is massive. They want you to be able to travel around easy. They want speed to be a factor in engagements and ship combat, but they do want most dogfights to happen within a sort of certain box. They finally have a solution that they are taking forward and looks to be what they're going to be using in both Squadron 42 and the Persistent universe. They're using it now in their dev builds. Master modes will change combat for ships massively, splitting the ability to do long-range travel and combat at the same time. So you're going to have to choose what functionality you have with your ship. You're going to have SEM, Standard Control Mode. This will allow for all your stand and functional and combat features and gubbins. So when you're just moving around or exploring, mining, fighting, you won't be able to travel too fast in SCM, so you're limited typically to around 200 to 300 meters a second. But you will be able to have your shields and weapons on and use all of your sort of ship equipment and sort of tractor beams, whatever. You can go beyond that speed limitation using boost briefly, but it's a limited resource. You do not have access to your quantum drive in this mode. You can switch to the travel mode, the quantum control mode, QCM, which unlocks your maximum velocity now so that you can cruise above 300 meters a second, so you can go to like 1200, 1400 plus, whatever your ship will allow. So that's how you're moving great distances very quickly in quantum control mode. You can also quantum boost in this mode, allowing for a quick sprint of travel over a few seconds. So you can be facing any point, so you can look at a planet or you can look at an area of space or a space station or whatever. You don't need waypoints, and you can effectively blind jump if you want. Boom, it will take you there very quickly. It's only going to allow you to go in a straight line. You can use this travel for maybe like up to 50,000 kilometers. Longer distances you're going to typically use traditional quantum travel for. And that's the other thing you can do in quantum control mode. You can quantum travel. In this mode, your capacitor systems, though, are non-functional. You've got no shields, no weapons, no thruster boosts or countermeasures. They will stop working when you switch into quantum control mode. Also, moving between SCM and QCM, the control modes, takes a couple of seconds spooling and cooldown, so you're typically going to be a few seconds without shields or whatever, so choosing to do this late can have dire consequences if you're getting very close to an enemy before sort of turning on your shields and going into SCM, or if you're choosing to escape, well, you might get shot a lot and it might hurt. I think missiles are going to be particularly powerful when players are clearly changing into quantum control mode. Interceptors will be good at catching ships. They typically have higher SCM speeds and will probably be able to transition quicker into quantum control mode. There are also quantum interdictors that will prevent you from going into quantum. We've got them in game already. They even talked about devices that might interfere with your ability to change between SCM and QCM modes. This, along with some flight tuning, has got ship combat into the zone where Cloud Imperium have always wanted it. This also has side effects of sort of making combat with capital ships more tricky for smaller ships, as you can't sort of orbit them in the same way that you used to be able to. You're going to have to be more careful of their turrets and attack them in groups, and that was what was intended in the first place. They will be bringing this into the persistent universe in due time. They have to update a lot of ships and tune them for the changes. There's a load less ships in Squadron 42, so they're able to get that in there and sort of tuned up and working properly for that. They will be bringing it into the persistent universe, but there are obviously a lot more ships in the PU and they need to dial in all those numbers. But that's all it is at the moment. It's just dialing in numbers, but that takes time. Boom. That's it for master modes and changes coming to SCM, QCM. It's a fundamental change to systems. Cloud Imperium have obviously tried many things with the flight model and combat tweaks previously. Do you think this is finally going to be the one that's going to be like standard in game and the one they're going to take forward? It looks like it, and it genuinely makes sense, this mode. I really like it. Do you like that split? Do you like the split between SCM and QCM? Do you dislike the changes, or do you have a better solution? How long until you think we get this in our hands in the persistent universe? What role of ship most appeals to you? Whatever your thoughts, I'd love to hear from you in the comments below. NordCon 2952, the road to Nord 4.0. What do you want out of nordvpn.com/BoredGamer? Nord base building? Nord hunting 2.0? A dynamic Nordonomy? I'm personally looking forward to the latest Nord cruiser. In the meantime, I'm going to make do with NordVPN protecting my data from insidious space pirates and giving me unrivaled access to all the content that the internet has to offer. Use the links below. Note, NordCon 2952 does not actually exist. Also adding to my shill pile, Tobii Eye Tracker 5 gives you precise head tracking and control with your eyes. That's the sound of my eyes controlling the lasers, giving you unprecedented immersion in Star Citizen. You can basically aim at lasers with your eyes. Pew pew! Use the links below and code BoredGamer for discount. Every month we have a ship giveaway for Star Citizen. For October, we're giving away a Cutlass Black with pirate skin, lifetime insurance, and Star Citizen game package. All you need to jump into the game. Just comment on any of my videos made during October to be in for a chance of winning that. If you would like to further support the channel, please consider becoming a channel member with the join button below my videos, or potentially becoming a Patreon. You'll get access to some exclusive content, and it really helps the channel out. Thank you so much for watching and supporting the channel. Hopefully I'll see you in the next video, and have a great October.